Have you had a hard time finding a prescription drug recently? You're not alone. We are hearing reports of parents and patients unable to find the drugs they need because they just aren't available. Now, this may force some to either pay an exorbitant price or just go without. So we've asked the Deaconess Family Pharmacy Manager, pharmacist Tom Feit, to talk to us about this problem and some possible solutions. Tom, thank you so much for being here with us today. What kind of shortages are you seeing? Like, how bad is this situation?
Well, for some of the medications, we've struggled for a while now to keep them in stock. Depending on the strength that they're looking for, particularly the generic Adderall, the amphetamine combination drugs, there are times where we're just out. We don't have any. So we constantly monitor our wholesaler looking to see if they have any come in.
Now, you said Adderall. I know that's for ADHD, I believe. And this is for different for different issues that these drugs are for. Why is this happening? What's the cause here?
Well, the official explanation from the FDA was an ingredient shortage. Okay, so at one point in time, these drugs start out as an active ingredient, just a chemical in a bin, and the supplier was unable to produce more of it, so they got behind. Okay, and when one manufacturer's product went off the market, they went to another manufacturer. Patients, and pharmacies would select another manufacturer. So they dried up their supply. And when their supply dried up, it just kind of mushroomed, because when one manufacturer is unable to produce, the rest of the market has to respond. And they may not have either the manufacturing capacity, or in some cases, regulatory bodies like the DEA, they put a limit on the amount of drug that some of these manufacturers can produce in a year.
Well, I'm sure this is not the first time this has happened, but it seems like it's happening to so many all at once. Is this kind of pandemic related, maybe?
Pandemic is part of it, but, we've periodically run through supply chain issues over the years. I think the pandemic has exacerbated that. A lot of the raw ingredients for some of our medications are made overseas. So, you've heard the stories about things being backed up in supply chain coming from overseas, and that's part of it. And it doesn't take much to have a manufacturing plant, go down for some reason, some sort of, catastrophe, or maybe they, are shut down because of, some sort of regulatory action against them.
Now, we've heard of patients having to possibly pay unusually high prices in order to get necessary drugs because of these shortages. Are you seeing this here locally?
No, I don't think pharmacies adjust their prices based on supply and demand. In some cases, it's, we have to buy a more expensive medication to be able to supply the prescription. So we have to pass those prices on if we have to pay more for it. But it's not a matter of the pharmacy gets to choose a higher price, kind of like gas.
Yeah.
Well, supply goes down, you charge more. It's not the way it works.
And, I'm also hearing from some patients that the other option is just to go without. I'm assuming this is not a good idea. What should patients do?
It's not ideal. First thing you're going to have to do is look at other pharmacies to see if you can find some in stock. And we get routine calls from patients looking to see if we have some of the medicine in stock because their pharmacy can't supply. In some cases, you have to work with your provider to make sure, or to ask the provider if you can switch to another medicine because your medicine may not come back on the market for a while. We've seen some of that as well.
So definitely have those conversations with your doctor and your pharmacist to see if you can find what you can. Tom Feit, pharmacist and the family pharmacy manager at Deaconess, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time and your expertise.
Thanks, Shelley.
Thank
Have a good
you.
day.
You too.